Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday. Today is my favorite day because of all the guests I've had. It's a very special day. I have all the Long Island lovely ladies here, which a lot of you probably don't even know who they are. It is National Viagra Day, so if you got any issues at home with your man, it's National Day.
Who knew?
It is National Joe Day, and that's the name of your love.
My Joey.
And National Joe Day encourages everyone to enjoy a cup of Joe with Joe. But it also could be with Joanne, Josephine, Joy, anyone with the name of Joe, Johanna or Jody. Go and have a cup of Joe with one of them. It's also today, birthdays of the lovely ladies. Janine, today is her birthday on the show. This is a great book for you. And this is also the birthday of Celine. The love letter ghost.
Happy birthday.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Always, we have fun on the show. And I want to introduce first Patricia, who I met many years ago, who has helped me grow my business. And she's also just the queen of Bellissima here.
Aw, thank you.
She's what put this group, the lovely ladies, together many years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
welcome, Patricia. Let's start with you today.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here, Valentina. You're not just a confidant, you're a great friend, and I feel so blessed to be surrounded by all you lovely ladies all the time. And every time I come visit Long Island, we always get a party together, and I am so blessed and honored about that, you know.
So what do you have to say about today? What you know about anything today? What's going on today?
Well, today is opening day for the Mets and Yankees. So
Okay.
in our video, if you look at the video, the first picture is the first day I made Valentina in 2016. We were at a fundraiser, and there was this lady coming towards me. I was with Mr. Met. We were selling tickets for this fundraiser, and over comes this woman heading towards me, and she goes, "Patricia, I've been dying to meet you. I'm Valentina Janik." And I said, and she came
That's
with
my
her
line.
She came with her cane. She's with her cane. I'm like, "Let me get you a chair." I'm like, "So nice to meet you." And our friendship starting immediately after that.
This is
And
very true.
yes, and you're like my older sister, a little
Oh,
older, a little
thank you.
older.
Well,
And I'm
we
so-
love what you did for all of us ladies. I mean, one of the ladies who can't stay today is our favorite, Louise Maltese.
Oh, I'm the favorite.
And actually,
love it.
they're all our favorites.
I'm
But
the favorite.
she actually decided to pour us all some wine, right?
Yeah.
Only she's drinking hers right out of the bottle. So thank you guys.
Salud. I don't
Salud.
know.
Happy birthday.
Salud.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
So let's talk about you for a minute. You're an independent consultant.
Yes.
You are into Pilates like nobody's business. You look fabulous. You just took off a lot of weight. Your health has improved drastically. So what do you have to say? Why? How? How'd you do it so
Well,
quick?
why is my health was horrible. I barely could walk. And then It took a long time. It was a long journey because it was hard to find somebody to, it was hard to find someone who would help me because of my injury. So you go to these classes and you can't keep up. I also have a hearing issue, so you can't hear them. And then I was lucky enough to be recommended to Kelly Ohm Pilates in Melville. And they specialize in people who have injuries. So
And how long have you been doing this? For about
since
a year?
2021.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
years. Okay.
Yeah. So it helped me
years.
lose weight. It helped me get back on track. If I don't go, I can't walk. I can't stand.
And I also know you're also an expert in insurance.
I am.
And you love animals,
What?
dogs.
Oh, I do. I love that.
Love my dogs. Yeah.
My dogs. I
It was
love
like your
animals.
child.
They are.
Yes.
I like them better than my kids.
So if anybody wants to call
the
you for
dogs
any of
could
these
say.
questions, do they go to your Facebook? How do they get you?
LR Maltese.
LR Maltese, and she's the lady in the
Yes.
pictures that has on that beautiful hat.
Oh,
And
my
we
beautiful
call her
hat. Yes.
Our mystery guest today. And she's not staying that long, and that's why we made her the mystery
Yes.
guest.
And I do a lot of work with Terry also.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I-
Ambassador for our foundation.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we have another guest that was waiting in the wings here for you,
Come on
and
in.
she's coming right
Nice.
down.
Aw,
Have a good
thank
show,
you,
girls.
Louise.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Goodbye.
Take care.
So I'm going to introduce you to Karen Quinoni Smith, who is
Hello,
just
everybody.
coming in the door right
Hi,
now.
how are you?
And Karen is the artificial intelligence expert. And we're going to be talking to her in a little bit. And she has made such success in what, 2 years that I know you?
Yes.
2 years. And I met her through the high school,
Yes.
Chaminade, correct?
Nope. Division and all that.
Oh, that, right. Okay, I couldn't remember. But anyway, we're going to talk a lot about it. And she made me a special picture, which I'm going to get next week through AI.
Wow.
And she's terrific. She does speaking gigs everywhere, travels, and she'll talk about it in a little bit. So, Mary, you're on my corner there. How do you know Mary, Patricia?
Through fundraising. Mary and I met probably about 2016. We met through Pink Tie. And that's where we met, and our friendship started immediately also.
And also with Terry.
And with Terry, yes.
Yes,
Terry, we
yeah.
met the same way. And our group grew and grew. And we had about 30 women that became all good friends. We all had different interests, and I had brought them together. I would have luncheons at my house, and I would invite everyone who didn't know each other. And then, voila, everybody has lifelong friendships, and I'm so happy to see it. Even though I'm in New Jersey now, I'm so happy to see the love they have for each other and the bonds that they formed.
So, Mary is from La Selfie Photo Booth. She does all the work at all these events where you get your great picture taken on this big screen, and then it gets sent right to your telephone.
Right to your phone.
And she does such a good job. The last picture you took of us was wonderful. We had it on the screen before.
Thank you.
And she's also a very good cook.
Oh, I enjoy that. Yes.
Yeah, so
And baker.
Fun.
don't you make
baker.
things like just one day you just start cooking and you have 1,000 things, right?
I'm up at midnight, so
She whips it
Mary's
up.
midnight madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cook at midnight when it's all quiet and I'm only one up.
But you're working all the time. Aren't you doing the upcoming chocolate show?
Yes. I work with the Chocolate Expo we have in New Jersey this weekend at the Edison Expo Center.
Yes.
And May 4th we'll be in Long Island at the David Mack Center at Hofstra for one day
Oh,
on May
that's
4th.
going to be fun.
The whole chocolate food family and fun.
And there's a lot of chocolate.
A lot of chocolate.
I know. And if you go to any fundraisers in the next month, you will definitely see Mary
Oh, I hope
with
so.
that camera and tell her
Yes.
that you saw it on the show and she would like that.
I would love that. Thank you.
So how do people reach you, Mary?
You can reach me on Facebook. It's Mary Mary, and you could follow us La Selfie Photo Booth right here. On
Do you have that little
Instagram.
camera you could show? Just
Yes,
kind of let's see
at
what
the
it looks like.
fundraisers, it looks like
Bring it in a
this.
little so we could see it. See, look at that
So
little
we
piece
walk
of
around
equipment.
your event. We put the fun in fundraising, or your wedding, Sweet 16, quinceañera, communions, bar mitzvahs. Very subtle. We just walk around and take your picture, and we design a template for you. It's all customized, and we take your picture, and you get to send it right to your cell phone.
Unbelievable.
Great.
Well, thank you,
Nice.
Mary.
Lot of
We always
memories.
love the pictures you take.
And a lot of the photos that are in our montage were from Mary.
Absolutely.
Mary's always capturing the incredible moments.
And now we have this wonderful birthday girl today. I call her the lady in white.
Yes.
Janine.
Hello, how are you guys?
And I'm going to let you talk about what you do. It's a little bit of a touchy subject, but she's great at it, and she's not a one-person company. She does like 3 different things. So, and I didn't know about the other thing you're doing. So let's talk about what you do.
Well, first, you are definitely an inspiration to all of us. I will tell you that because you have so much happiness and glow about you, and just all the women that we're surrounded by have such good contributions to our friendship, and just always having somebody that support you. You wake up in the morning, you get these positive energy messages. It's the best. You are definitely good at both of them. So I'm very good at that.
That's right.
My career, ironically, is I do divorce mediation and business mediation. That's my first business. People think divorce is a tragic experience. It's not. Divorce is meant to be to get through it in a very smooth transition. I take my clients and I explain beginning to end how we can get to the finish line. You got married together, you're going to get divorced together. There's no reason for drama, fighting, litigating. You pretty much can get a divorce without ever having to appear in court. The key is just respect and education. My other business that we were talking about before is I do business mediation. What that consists of is building partnerships, taking partnerships apart. During COVID, there were a lot of couples that got money during COVID, decided to start businesses. That was the big thing for all the money that was given out. Now they're realizing they can't be married or run a business together. so unfortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you look at it, I have clients that have to both be participatory in their business. So based on that, we create partnerships that allow them to work together in a well manner. And then if we're doing a divorce and they're still able to maintain a working relationship, that's the best scenario. Other times there's couples that need to just sell or buy each other out. But I do all facets of business mediation. And I also do real estate because unfortunately some clients can't buy each other out. And in that respect, I'll help somebody buy a house, sell a house, or the business, whichever they need help with.
So you have, the job of like 1,000 people. Like, really. and I just asked you, do you have an assistant?
I do.
So that she's the grease behind the wheel. What's her name?
Thank God for Kimberly. Let me tell you, everybody who's ever called my office knows that without Kimberly, I wouldn't know what to do. The key, like we always say, is having each other support, whether it's who works for you, your friends. It's really just about great communication, great connections, and total support for one another.
And how do they reach you on your website?
So my website is divorceandbusinessmediation.com. My email, all of that is on the website. But if anybody just needs a consultation, is feeling stressed out, feel free to call me. All my consultations are complimentary. Don't let the unknown or the fear and horror stories you hear scare you. Divorce is not as traumatic as people want to pretend.
Well, what I know from a lot of women that call me sometimes is, they don't realize that half of what they have together is half for her or half for him. And they get afraid because if they're really fighting a lot, they don't think that it'll happen. So what's something that you would say to a couple that's struggling that really needs to get separated? Do they get separated first, or do they just go right into the divorce mediation?
So it really depends. Honestly, when you're drafting your stipulation of settlement, which includes all the terms of what your divorce is going to ultimately have in it, we go at a pace that's as comfortable for you as you need it to be. We can go fast, we can go slow. I have clients that are like, I wanted to be divorced last year. I have clients that are like, I'm not prepared to go through this quickly. Let's take our time. It's really at your pace. When you're doing it through mediation, there's no court over your head saying your next conference is here, your next conference is there. It's really about your speed, and your speed is individual, your story is individual, and each person that goes through it realizes at the end of the day, especially if you have children, that you rebrand your relationship and you restructure it where you're healthy co-parenting, which to me is the most important thing.
So what's your craziest story when you first met a couple? Quickly, quickly. Is there
Honestly,
anything?
I divorce a lot of attorneys.
Attorneys.
All I can say is they're smart enough to know that mediation is the best route to go. Finances are what they are. Everything is fair and equitable. That's really what it is.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Now
much.
we're coming over to Terry Magro, Michael Magro Foundation. I noticed today that at the foundation, March was Child Life Month. You take over.
Right. No,
So
no,
why
it's
don't you
okay.
talk some?
No, I'm listening. You're so
Yeah.
engaging. Go ahead.
Terry, talk to Patricia. Let's talk about
Terry
it.
and I go very far back, but go ahead, Terry.
We do.
Support you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you. You're a great co-host, and Valentina,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for always bringing everyone together.
Yes.
So this all started in 2004 when first of all, I'm a registered nurse and a nurse case manager, and so that was my clinical path. And when my boys got sick, I didn't really know very much about pediatric cancer, but both of them within a few months were diagnosed with cancer. Mark is my cancer survivor. He is now 32. He was 11 when he was diagnosed, and Michael unfortunately passed after 7 weeks of being diagnosed with leukemia. He was 13. So the nurse and the mother and
You did
the
it all.
salesperson and all of those skills that we develop over the years kind of came together, and I said to my husband Paul, we need to do something, because as I walked through the journey, I met all these families that was struggling beyond belief, trying to just pay household bills, let alone medical expenses, keep the family together, because we know that mom is the heart and soul of the family and keeps everybody together. So that started the Michael Magro Foundation. So we are actually in our 20th year.
Amazing.
So thank you. Thank you. And we're an all-volunteer board. These ladies are fortunately my ambassadors. So the lovely ladies have come together through Patricia's introduction at different fundraisers and different events. So you are the glue
Aw.
that keeps us
She
all
is the glue.
together.
I'm so happy.
You're the glue.
And you're amazing. You're just an amazing, strong
I know.
warrior.
Yes.
Like what you've gone through. I'm like, I just.
Two
Yeah.
children. I mean,
Two,
that's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, it was it was definitely crazy, but you know, you can put your head in the sand. You can be, turn to alcohol or some other thing, but then the alternative is thinking positively.
Yes.
Have a spiritual side to me, so I just said, you know what, I have to do something positive. This boy was 13 and a half. Of course, he was my oldest son, but he was wonderful. Had my personality, so he talked to everybody. He was just very outgoing. We did a lot of things with his friends, and I am very proud to say that to this day, 20 years later, we still get together with Michael's friends, which is
Beautiful.
truly
That's unreal.
amazing.
That's nice.
Amazing. They are all 34, 35. Mike would have been 35 this November. So they're married, they have kids, and it's
sure
just
they
they're
support
all
you.
involved in the foundation
that's
at one
nice.
level or another, which is fantastic. But basically what the foundation does, as you ladies help me through all of it, is many fundraisers. So we raise money to help families pay some of these expenses. That's one piece of what we do. It's a pretty large piece of what we do. We get our referrals from social workers. They identify the families. They send us the bills, and we pay them direct to the vendor. So it's a very smooth and clean process. But in order to do that, we need to have that money coming in. So I can only do what I can do with everybody else helping and donating. So every dollar counts. I say it all the time. There's nothing too small as far as a donation goes. We do a lot of gift cards. Girls help me put baskets together. The other day, Mary and Louise, who left, were at my house, and we did 11 baskets for an event that we're having on June 26th.
And where is
which
that?
for the Long Island people, it's at Appliance World in Huntington. So we're inviting, I think it's about 8 or 10, maybe 12 restaurants, winery, bakeries.
Oh, you're gonna have
And it's a
food.
mini tasting. Yeah, everything about me, Italian.
Yeah,
is
well,
food.
that's it.
So
That's
we
it.
have to have a
Food brings
wine.
everyone together.
And my favorite
Yes.
food group is dessert, so we definitely have desserts. But we have a good time, and raffles are always mixed into it.
Yes.
So we have a lot of fun.
Right,
some
you
of-
have how many do you have a year? You have the golf
Fundraisers?
outing coming up. That's
we have.
June
We
12th?
start the year, actually. Our first event is on April 5th, and it's
Yes.
Magro Madness, which is basketball. So we start with that, and we try to get from like 4th grade to adult. So I want the fundraisers to be fun and interactive, all age groups. We need to teach the kids how to be philanthropic.
Yes.
And so
Definitely.
through all of these different events, they learn a
Yes.
lot, and some of the schools have invited us in to talk to them about how they can help us. So
Very
we kick the
important.
year off with basketball, so to speak, and And then we go into a few different events. We do a fishing tournament that a group of police officers runs for us in August. We do a golf outing in June, the tasting in June. What
All
else?
kinds of
Soccer.
wonderful
Well, so we
things.
do a variety. A car show we're very much into. So
oh,
each one of
nice.
my board members champions one of these events, and they're in
Yes.
charge of it. So it's truly a lot of fun. We have a great time. The board meetings are at my house. My husband is a chef, so everybody comes.
They get to eat.
And they eat.
Chef Paul, he's
So
amazing.
Chef Paul does a
Yes,
fantastic job
does.
Of feeding us at all times.
we love
Sometimes
his
we're there
food.
for hours afterwards,
Yes,
having more
absolutely.
wine.
Yeah.
And so, but in that, that spirit, everybody comes together, and that's when a lot of the ideas come.
Definitely. It's
and
all
we're
about,
able to,
talking together.
yeah,
Right.
talking together. And you mentioned at the beginning, March is Child Life Month, and it's also Social Worker Month. And those are the two groups of professionals that I work with to get our referrals. They're wonderful. Child Life Specialists are master's prepared individuals that are music therapists, art therapists, and it's through medical play that they teach the children what is really going on. Because there's nothing worse than not sharing honestly
That's
what
true.
is happening with that child. Because if
Right.
if
Honesty.
you lie to them or you sugarcoat something, they're never going to trust you. And
Right.
these treatment courses go on sometimes for years.
Yeah.
So we need to engage that trust and have that open communication
Absolutely.
from the get-go.
And if we
So,
want to make
yeah.
a donation to your
how
foundation,
do
how
they
would
do
we
that?
go about it? Because I'm being asked how to.
Oh,
How would we
okay.
be able to make a
Absolutely.
donation?
So donations, the website is Michael Magro, and it's Magro, michaelmagrofoundation.com, and there's donate buttons all over that. We have Venmo, and we also have Zelle. So however is easiest for you, of course, you can always send a check as well. But just contact me, tmagro@magrofoundation.com. And I welcome the opportunity to speak to people on the phone, a Zoom call,
Great.
whatever, and just engage them and
Right.
allow them to understand the mission in a little bit more depth, because we do a tremendous amount.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Terry.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you,
right.
thank
An
you
incredible
all.
family, an
It
incredible.
is.
And
Yes.
And now
It takes
we have.
a village.
It
Yes.
takes a village, that's
It
for
does.
sure. Talking
Yeah.
about a village, Karen Quinoni
Okay.
Smith. She
Karen.
has a village of students. Does anybody know about artificial intelligence? She does. And how long have you been doing it?
I've been certified for over a year now by an accredited organization, which, you'll see them everywhere. Oh, you can get your accreditation for $27. No, that's not real. So don't do those. So I've been doing it for a year. And Valentina, as you know, I got into this basically because of my son playing video games.
Right.
So he played video games. He's a professional gamer.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
He's getting ready to go to South Korea and China next month.
amazing.
Play video games.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
And you really
That's
pushed it.
amazing.
Does he do Twitch?
He does Twitch. He's on Twitch.
I
and
did
he's
a
on
whole
Discord.
fundraiser with Twitch.
Yep,
Oh, I would
he's-
love to talk to him.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He'll be
That's
home in May.
wonderful.
He'll be
Yeah.
home
But
in May.
she
Great. That's
pushed-
incredible.
She pushed it.
I pushed him. I told him the other
Yes.
day he was doing something. I said, "Man, focus on gaming." And my husband said, "What's wrong with you?"
Your mom always support.
He also got a full scholarship to college, so
Ah,
good
that's
for him.
another avenue. But it made me look at technology different. So I started playing around with Midjourney, which is imaging. I was like, "This is fun. I like this. This is good." Then I got hooked on ChatGPT.
Yes, can you tell us how do you do that?
Right. So
Right.
ChatGPT is the one that I teach everybody.
Right.
In the beginning, you learn chat is basic. Once you know all the little functions on chat, you can do almost any tool. Because you'll be like, oh, that little pencil means edit. Oh, that's what that means. So it's easy to move on.
Right.
So that's where I started with ChatGPT. I am also a prompt engineer. So I teach you how to ask the questions. I teach you how to train it. So this way you don't have to constantly say, can you do this for me? Can you do? It knows. It knows what you, it can transcribe
That's
your
unbelievable.
notes.
Wow.
Right.
You know, I've been doing a lot of that lately. I write notes, I give it to him. I said, transcribe this, then this is what I want you to do with it. And that's what it
Wow.
does.
We
You
all
believe
need.
that?
That's right. We need,
class.
especially the older
we have a
community.
class.
Like,
Well,
I'm in a
yeah,
55 and
yeah.
older community, and they are very technically challenged. So
Absolutely.
how could this actually help?
Well,
with,
that is my niche. I do
love
50
it.
plus.
I
Oh,
love
good.
I'm in a lot of the libraries on Long Island, Nassau, and Suffolk.
Okay.
The schools have accepted me in BOCES to teach in the schools.
Way to go, girl.
That's great.
I'm everywhere. I'm in senior centers. I'll do them. If some people want to do it online, I do groups online as well. So, because sometimes you don't want other people around. You don't want to be
Right.
with everybody else.
Yes.
I allow them to ask me questions. That's the thing you don't get online with a lot of places.
Yeah, they just want
They're
you to
just
listen.
going and they're just
Right.
going and going on, and you're like, what did
They
you
lost
say?
you at the
What
beginning.
did you say?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the beginning, I say, if I'm talking too fast, let me know. I said, I hang out with millennials. I'm sorry.
So do you have one word of advice, like for the older communities? Like, is there any
Oh,
suggestions?
absolutely, absolutely. Embrace it.
Okay.
Embrace it.
That's
It's
hard
not- it's
for
not-
the older people to
It,
It's
do.
hard.
it really
They don't
is,
like
but it's
change.
not
It's not-
going anywhere. And if
Okay.
I know the news cycle is rough on everybody,
Yes.
but they're changing Social Security. And at some point, you're not going to be able to go into the office anymore. They're going to want everything online. So we're teaching you how to do that as well.
Okay.
But what about those seniors that are never going to
We're
learn
gonna,
it?
they're gonna have to. They have no choice. When you go to the doctor's
Right.
office,
You're
what
gonna
is
have to. You're gonna have to.
Yes.
You have
What,
to
what,
sign
what
in.
happens
Now you have to sign in on a computer.
with
when
the
you go into
iPad?
the-
You have
Right.
to learn how to do it now,
Hmm.
and that's what we're doing. We're
And-
expanding to do that.
And that's very good point, because I know that my friends, they're like, I was on the phone all day, I've gotten nowhere. There's no connection now between customer
People.
service and the customer. It's all robotic. You're talking to a robot. You press number 2, number 7, then you get another robot, and it's very frustrating for the senior community.
Absolutely, and I
But
see
they're
that.
going to have to learn.
They have to learn,
think.
and that's why I'm here, and that's why I saw it. I immediately saw they don't know it.
But have you spoken to any government officials on, like, let's say they could put you to work
Yes.
in a community all
be
over
great.
Nassau County once every 2 days?
And New Jersey.
Well, I'm working. I'm working right now with the Queensboro president, their
Okay.
office. I'm working with them, and I'm going to move into Long Island for sure because everybody needs this.
Yes.
You know, it's not something you could forget about. It's in the old days, what we say, the horse is out the barn,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It's the way
And-
of the world right
Yes.
now.
And we can't get it back in. It's
Right.
not going to happen. And I teach you the basics, and
Right.
when you feel comfortable, I'll take you somewhere else where you can earn money. Learn how to earn money with Canva. You know, I teach you how to make
That's another
journals
great,
and
yeah.
things like that.
Well, Canva is like an
it's another-
imaging thing, right?
It's like an imaging thing. It's all designed so you can create books in there.
Wow. It's incredible.
Well, have you started to think about writing your book yet?
I have one book written. I do journals all the time. I make journals all the time because they're so easy to make. I'm thinking of doing a coloring book for kids right now.
That's a
Oh,
great
that'd be
idea.
great.
You know, so I'm thinking Christmas, so because it is almost April, so now this way I'll have it done
Yeah.
by August and can start selling it by then.
Yeah. Now, what about these kids that are, like 11th grade?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they realize that they can, if they start to learn how to do these gaming things, that they can get a free college degree like your son did?
A lot of them are starting to do it now. Our district finally got esports teams. I was working on that since 2018, and they finally just got it. People are afraid, and because it says, "Oh, it's going to melt your brain, and it's not good for you." But you have so much conversation. I've met all these kids that play video games, and they are nothing like what people think they are. They are respectful. They do not call me
good
Karen.
kids, yeah.
They call me Mrs. Smith.
Oh.
They are so, just fun. We sit there, we just laugh. They tell jokes, and we're having a good time. And it's not distorting them in any way,
No.
shape, or form.
And they can interact with people all
everybody.
over the world.
They
Wow.
interact with everybody. Like
Yeah.
on my son's team, there's 2 Koreans, 1 Canadian, and 2 Americans on the
Yeah.
team.
That's
It's amazing.
unbelievable. I think you should be a high school teacher and the teaching in the 11th and 12th grade, because I have to say, from being a coach, the guidance counselors are not doing it
No,
because
No.
they send the kids to me
yeah.
and they can't even do a resume. And I know it's a
Hey,
great
I can
job
teach
for
you to
someone to
do
be
that.
a guidance counselor.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is these teachers, these guidance counselors are in there, but they have so many thousand students. So how could they do this?
Absolutely.
So that's my passion, because I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yet when I try to talk to principals, there's
They don't
only
get
enough
it.
money in the budget.
And then it's a union.
Right, and
Well,
the
the
union.
best part
Right.
about it is that what you're doing is not only teaching people younger than us, you're teaching people older than us, and it just shows your platform covers any age. And
Absolutely.
education, no matter what you're teaching, is so
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely.
So I give you a lot of credit. Like you said, either the 55 and over community or doing it through the library, like I said, or even BOCES. Like there's so many places for you to,
Yeah.
enhance them. And having, like I said, being able to have people ask you questions in the privacy of their own home through a Zoom is great, because the biggest thing is people are afraid to ask questions sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're embarrassed. I mean,
They're-
I
that's
myself,
what it is.
I
They're-
tell the
a lot
truth.
of them, I just did a,
Yeah.
I just did a summit in Atlanta, but I was here, right? And we did it Zoom, and I asked questions, and asked the questions that people were asking. And one teacher was like, "How am I getting my kids to stop cheating?" And she could find out. You could put plagiarism in there, and you could find out if they plagiarized it and everything else. I said, I teach them how to do it ethically.
Oh, so you teaching them the right way to use
Correct.
the data.
Correct.
Great.
You teach them ethically, and then you teach them how to interact with it. It's not just ask a question and get the answer and hand it in. No, you still have to
You
work
have
on
to
it.
fact check
Yeah.
it too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, you need
Absolutely.
to fact check.
But that's that's a problem currently, and they need to, you
Yeah.
know.
So how do people reach you? And then we'll come back to you, because we have some really great thing happening now. We have our recipe therapist here today, and we have
Ooh.
the food to taste. So how do they reach you?
They can reach me at KarenAIVisionaryInsights.com, or you can just look me up on Instagram with the same thing as AI Visionary Insights. That's it.
And always come to me, because
She knows where I am.
do know where she is. And actually, from the last time she was on the show, I just gave her a bunch of beautiful photos. We were lucky enough to have Ed Shin that day.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were.
And I did invite Ed to come today, but
Oh,
I
you
used
did?
you. I said, Patricia's
No,
coming.
he texted me. He's going to the Asbury
Yeah.
Film Festival. He's like, "Are you and Joe going to come this weekend to visit me?" But we're going to be on Long Island. We have so
Yeah,
many.
so
We're gonna
she
miss
always
them,
could
but-
get the photographer, Ed Shin. So
He
I
used to
said
come
to
on my
him,
bus trips when I had my
I said,
bucket list.
Patricia needs you, but he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So on that note, I want you to meet Celine, the recipe therapist. She's been on the show before.
Yeah.
She brought us some really nice things. We'd like to talk to you and tell us what you're doing. I know that you're very busy.
Yes, thank you so much, Valentina, for having me on again. Like you said, I've been on the show before. It's always a pleasure to
Yeah.
be back
Last
into
time
the
you were
studio.
on, once you came with a broken leg or
Yes.
foot,
Oh my gosh.
and then you came back.
Dedication.
Oh my
Celine.
God.
That's
Put my
it.
body parts in
Nothing
check
stops
now,
her.
yeah.
Yay.
It's the third time you're on the
And-
show, so thank you for
Yes.
coming back.
My pleasure always.
And Celine and I go way back from. She was my neighbor
Yes,
on
we were
Weeping Cherry
neighbors.
Lane in
The Weeping
Comac.
Cherry
We're the
Girls.
Weeping Cherry Girls. So one thing, as soon as I met Celine, besides we're both Italian, is the fact that we love food and we love gathering and we love family
And
and,
people.
friends and just getting everyone together, and we're connectors in that respect. Celine's very similar to me in our values, how we were raised, and
And she's
now
gorgeous.
She's so beautiful. She's beautiful inside and on the outside, and she's been a great
You're gonna make
friend.
me cry.
And she just broke her hand. Every time she comes to
Her
the
rib.
show,
Rest
she
my
has
hand.
a
I did it to
problem.
myself. I went roller
Yes.
skating.
She
No,
did
but,
really well till she
Yeah.
stopped.
And you
But I want to thank you
Janine said-
all for showing up for me when I broke my wrist.
Yeah,
and helping
of
me
course.
out.
That's
You
what
did.
friends
You
are
were
for.
great. You were fine.
So what's
That's
in
what
the
these
Reynolds
lovely
wrap?
ladies do. We show up for each other, right, girls?
So Celine is so talented with her cooking. From the time I met her, she puts an extra twist on things, and the love just exudes from her dishes. Everything she does, from how she writes it. I'm like, oh, can you write me this card? Because I was like, I would go to her house. I'm like, I need you to write this for me, because I cook it, but she really adds that extra pizzazz to
So
everything
you like
she does.
you like how I label my
I
food?
love everything that you do with your
She
food.
has
I love
a
being the
happy
recipient
face
of your
on this.
taste.
Yes, there's
Yeah,
a
it's a
note
happy
on every
face.
package she makes for someone.
100%.
So we have a
Okay.
treat here at the studio
So
today.
what is it? I'm dying to know.
So Celine, explain, like you
Okay,
have
so
all these.
I'll tell you what I do.
Okay.
My friends are obviously letting you know I have a passion for cooking here.
Yes.
And I also love to bake as well. So I was born to do this. I
Yes, you
absolutely love it. I have a passion for it. I remember when I was a little girl taking out cookbooks at 7 years old. So, and I was also born into this business. I'm 3 generations in my family in food and restaurant catering business. So all the years of the family recipes, and of course being a wife, a mother, a friend, just sharing, my hospitality gifts. I've created recipes, and I've also, taken family recipes and you know, just put like a healthy spin on them. Because today, it's like if you have a
junk food.
gathering around the table, somebody has something, some kind of dietary restriction, or
Very
or
true.
some-
True.
Yeah.
or
Diabetes,
who's diabetic,
salt.
who's gluten free, or who's
Yeah.
on a keto diet, or just simply who just wants to eat healthy, high
Yeah.
protein, low carb. So what I've done is, being of Italian descent, I've taken classic recipes like Italian recipes and made the healthiest versions of them. So today, I'm going to share a eggplant dish right here.
Oh, look at that
I
eggplant
hope.
dish.
I wish you all had smell-o-vision here.
Yeah.
Because it smells
Well, the
so
best part is
amazing.
we all get to be her taste testers.
Yes.
Yes.
We're
This
the
is a
lucky
test today.
recipients.
So
Definitely.
what
Yeah.
the, yeah, she's now.
Look at how pretty it looks.
The last time I came here, I shared dessert. Today, I'm doing something.
This looks to me
Yeah.
like a parmesan, like an eggplant parmesan. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
this is air fried eggplant.
Ah.
It's
Healthier.
lighter.
It's healthier for you.
It's healthier.
100%.
And it's not made with breadcrumbs. It's actually made with a high protein breading that I've created myself. It's the base of it is almond flour, Parmesan cheese, and like Italian herbs and spices. So it's no wheat, no grain. So it's low glycemic, high protein. Isn't that how we're all eating today,
Yeah.
girls?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, that's what
Yeah.
we're
That's what it
supposed to
should
be
be.
doing.
Yeah.
We
And
should say.
to cut the fat, we put it in the air fryer, so it's not loaded and saturated with grease, because eggplant can kind of absorb a lot of the oil. But I made it cordon bleu style instead of, you know, tomato sauce and
Parmesan.
mozzarella.
Parmesan.
So, or Parmesan. So that's what I brought here today. And I have over 50 recipes in my repertoire. I call them Smart Kitchen Family Meals. I do everything family style. And
So have you read a book yet?
I do have a publisher. I have
She's
all the
working on
recipes.
it.
I'm working on that.
Uh-huh.
But basically, all my recipes cover 5 different dietary restrictions in one sitting. So if you're
Wow.
a family of 4, you know, and the husband's a diabetic, the kid's gluten free, and the mom just wants to lose weight, everyone can eat in one
Right.
sitting.
That's
so
terrific.
it's
That's
really
nice.
versatile.
Yeah.
And
You don't have to make
tasty.
3 different
Right.
meals.
Get this book
Yeah.
out. Get the book out.
That's what
She puts. You put.
it's something that people
amazing.
need. People need help
Right.
in the kitchen today.
Yes.
They're really
Yeah.
you know,
So
they're
how do
busy, they're
people
tired.
meet you in the shopping center? How do you? Do
Oh,
they come
she
to your
has such a-
house? I mean, how does this happen?
She has so many avenues. She is going viral. I think we need like 10 more Celines soon because she is just growing in leaps and bounds, and everybody, and she's expanding her love of cooking, and she's making it a multi-sensory experience where now she's hosting parties at her home with, she's having
I
solitude
do
swing.
tasting parties, so you can come and taste the Smart Kitchen family meals and desserts.
That's nice.
There's like small
their
light
home
tasting
at-
parties. You could either host an event at your house, or you can come to one of my locations. But for the meal plans, you can. I have two convenient locations on Long Island. Comac Trader Joe's is one pickup spot, and there's a Melville location off of.
So is it in the store or is it in the
the-
parking lot when people pick up
well,
the food?
yeah. So it's.
Because I'm wondering, how did you
Drive
make
by.
that?
I know. Isn't that?
Because
they
she has
love
such
me
a
over there.
need.
Yeah.
She goes on like the moms group. She'll go on Comac Moms, East Northport Moms. Every time she posts, she's like, I'm so busy because everybody in East Northport wants her food. So they don't want to come to Huntington where she lives. They come
So
to.
I have enough of a customer base that when I moved to, I was from Comac. I lived there for 7 years, and 2 years ago I moved to Melville, and my customers in the surrounding areas were like, oh my gosh, you know, you left us. I said, no, don't worry. I'm going to arrange something with Comac Trader Joe's and use it as a pickup spot. And they were like, all right with it. So
Wow,
Yeah,
that's terrific
okay.
that they agreed to do that.
they,
with
they
you.
let me do it. And my food goes in line with their, you know, healthy
Right.
food.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix.
That's
But
wonderful.
she doesn't just make meals. Her cakes are like works of art, and I hope you can
Without a
see some
doubt.
pictures. But
And-
one of the things recently that
Yes.
Celine, she was approached through a magazine. They're in Muttontown, and they're in a very so she is in this publication of Stroll magazine.
Oh,
That
And there's a picture of her cake
congratulations.
there.
So every
So-
month she has different features and different
Oh,
cakes.
look at that, the
Nice.
pistachio
I'm,
the
cake.
I'm
recipes
actually,
included.
they've taken me on. It's Muttontown Stroll. They service 6 different towns in the area, like Old Brookville, Muttontown, Glen Hills.
Greenville. Yeah.
And they took me on as the official recipe page. So
Oh,
Yeah.
That is
congratulations.
good.
Congratulations.
That's
every-
first
every-
step.
yeah, so I'm very very fortunate.
with
I'm very
editorial,
grateful.
and you'll get to be on another one soon.
So
That's
every
what's gonna
every month
happen.
I'm going to share a recipe. So check it out. And I'll also have my cakes and my smart kitchen meal.
Right.
So
nice.
everybody's gonna have to
Are those
taste it.
are those magazines in like the grocery stores, or
So
where
they,
do we
they
find them?
actually
Trader
go
Joe's.
to the residents.
Oh, they're
there
direct
is a
mail.
digital
Mailing.
Look at
version
this.
of them.
Look
Oh,
at that.
that's
How
beautiful.
gorgeous is this? So
So-
beautiful.
Just
Yeah.
one more facet of my business is I don't work with fondant, but I decided, because I equally love to cook. I mean, bake as much as cook.
Yes.
know,
you
so
do.
I
You
do
want
the
to cut it?
vintage-
Okay. Mary, you're very good at this.
Mary always serves the food.
Mary, go girl.
Yes. I do vintage cakes as well. So everything's homemade from scratch, like from the 40s, 50s style cakes.
So
Yes.
what is a
Not
40s,
with the-
50s cake?
Yeah.
It's basically a homemade cake.
The good
nothing
old day
processed,
way.
nothing out of a
The
box.
good old day way. Not this
The way my
fondant with
mother
all the
used to
sugar.
bake.
Yes.
The way grandma and your mother
Yes.
used to be.
Right.
So it's basically
can.
real flour, real butter, real sugar, nothing out of a box. You know?
Right.
That's
Wow.
great. See, now
No
I make
preservatives.
cakes from Dunkin' Hines.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
The other
Because,
thing too is
you
with
know-
her food, I am somewhat of a picky eater. I don't eat meat, and for me, I eat for taste, not for nutritional value. Selena showed me.
You're honest.
I'm honest. I'm
Very
sorry.
little.
She has shown me how nutritional food can be delicious. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
That's the
it's
idea.
a huge, huge impact on what it makes for your physical health, your mental health, and just enjoying food. You're enjoying the taste and it's benefiting you.
Yes. And we all know when we're at a gathering of any kind of function, food brings people together.
Yeah.
Food
Absolutely.
brings it together.
Because
Yeah.
everybody ends up in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah. The heart of
So-
the home.
I always say whether you like to do it or you don't like to do it. If you don't like to do it, call me. I'll be
You'll
more
do
than
it.
happy to
That's important.
Okay, would you, if I wanted to have a dinner party at my house and have you make the food but stay in the background?
Yes, exactly. And you
try
can
it.
tell everybody you made it. I won't be
I'm gonna try
offended.
Very nice. Well, I'm gonna taste it, guys. Let's taste
So
this.
this is very, this is a
Amazing.
different spin on
I tell you, I know
eggplant
two people that are in the audience that are gonna be thrilled to have this. Bobby Lacera loves food. He's the gentleman that runs this whole organization. What do you think of the studio?
He's-
What is
I
it?
love
This
it.
is a beautiful studio.
This is
You
want us to
absolutely
eat and talk?
beautiful.
Yeah, eat and
it.
talk. That's
It's all
what Italians
good.
do.
That's
They
what we
eat
do.
and talk.
And we move our hands a lot.
Right.
But it's hard.
It's
So that's-
delicious.
So as you
amazing.
know,
Delicious.
anybody,
So
if
this
you
is
need
a-
a video, you need a one-time shot. We have a brand new thing right across
Very
the hall
different,
here,
right?
which is a monitor that is huge, that
Amazing.
does fancy things. That's available twice a week at a rate if you just want something only about you. But of course, I always want you back here at the Breakfast Club.
So in case you don't know, we are having eggplant cordon bleu. Instead of using chicken, Celine used, and she made it keto friendly, without breadcrumbs.
Gluten-free.
It's gluten free.
And it's diabetic friendly. too.
Right, and she put it in an air fryer. I
So it's
personally
lower
got
in
to see it.
fat, yeah.
Yes. So it's healthy, yet delicious, very tasty.
Very tasty.
It's really,
Thank
really
you so
good.
much.
So how many people here have an air fryer?
I do. Yeah.
Everyone but
Yeah.
me.
I don't have one.
I'm just teaching her how to use it. A lot of us have it, but they don't use it.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right.
use it
I'm telling
all
you.
the time.
You have
It
to
is
use it.
really a
It's
great
great.
asset to have in a kitchen.
I use it for everything.
Delicious.
My appliances don't get used unless she's in my kitchen, so I'm very lucky to have her as a friend. Yeah.
Oh, remember when we went over your house and we had a big
Oh,
Italian
and she
Sunday
cooked it
meal?
all. It worked out well for us.
Yes.
What's
That was
your
the best.
hint for your sauce? The Italian sauce, because I have one,
Well,
but I don't know if it's the same
well,
as
I'll
yours.
tell you, I use 4 pounds of fresh tomatoes in it.
Wow.
So it's really, but along with the plum tomatoes, us Italians would know. I actually use, and some people might get mad at me for this, but I don't care. No. Because it's good. Try
Don't say
it.
sugar.
Don't knock it till you try it. I actually use grape tomatoes, some grape tomatoes. in
Oh,
there
those are
because
sweet.
It makes it sweet.
Sweet.
See, I like to make a low glycemic tomato sauce, so the sweetness of the grape tomato really works.
That would replace the sugar I put in.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
put in a little sugar.
Yeah.
And really, less
And a
is more.
carrot.
Yes.
I
you
put a
could do
carrot
that
in my
too.
sauce.
Yes.
Oh, carrot too.
Yeah,
It's
one
sweet.
carrot.
Yeah.
Is that what it does? The carrot gives it sweetness to
I
the
don't
sauce?
know, but it's
Yeah.
usually pretty good.
It does. It
Does
actually
give
takes the acidity out while adding sweetness.
Sweetness.
And what about
Natural.
meatballs? Do you have a trick for your meatballs?
Well, the meatballs, for my customer base, they want, they're not really, I make like a fresh tomato sauce. I don't put meat in the sauce. But yeah, I mean, for a Sunday with the family, definitely the pork, the brochure, the meatballs, you know.
It
right
makes it
into
so
the
much
sauce.
better.
It adds a
Yes.
lot of flavor, yeah.
So when people want to see what you're doing, look at your website. Do you have a show at home sometimes? Where do they go?
Well, I have a YouTube channel,
Okay.
The Recipe Therapist. It's a cooking channel, but I also, for the ordering and to find out my menu and all the details about my desserts and the tasting parties, they can reach me at, I'm known as the Recipe Therapist on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. They could also reach me at my personal page, CELINE Felico Calvagno.
And in Stroll Magazine.
And if you're in the
Yes.
Muttontown or, you know, North Shore, Old Brookville area, you're gonna get my recipe coming to your house. So,
Yes.
so
I'm
look
sure
out
it's
for it.
also
Look out
in
for it.
some of the
Yes.
stores over there too, I'm
Very
sure.
good.
Yes, I'm sure.
In
yeah,
the
it's,
lobbies of some of the
Yeah,
special
that's
stores.
right. I know sometimes you see them in, you know, in
Yeah, like in the
magazines in different,
supermarkets.
in supermarkets. Yeah.
Right.
Now, did you go to school for cooking or no? It's what you learned with the family?
Well, I'm certified in food protection,
Right, so you're
safety,
both,
nutrition.
right.
But the just growing up 3 generations in my family,
Yeah.
you know, parents.
They ran all the
Grandparents.
sausage. They ran the 18th Avenue
We have
feast.
food trucks where we
Everywhere.
sausage and peppers and Zeppelis. We can literally bring the carnival to you. Now we have a big catering facility for 35 years.
Nice.
So
Oh.
I just
It's in
love
your
it.
blood.
But
It is.
is it true that in the Italian restaurant business,
Mm-hmm.
all you do is fight in the kitchen? Because that's what I've heard. They just kill each other. They love each
Make
other.
love, not war, honey.
I love that. That's right.
We love each other over here. We
Because I know some chefs are tough.
Yeah, it could be, but you know what? We've ironed out the kinks
Yes,
through the years.
yes.
And
But
you-
they have
Work it
to.
all out.
Here's the thing: we might have started out there, but we didn't wind up there.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
exactly. Well, that's
That's
She has a
basically.
very large. She has a lot of siblings, and they all are in the food industry, and they all are there for each other. Like your brother will call and say, "I need you this Sunday," and you're like, "I'll be there."
Yeah.
Gary.
And of course, we didn't have her personal, touch on the cooking, but we have Girl Scout cookies today, guys.
Oh, boy.
All right, so if
I'll
anybody
pass
wants
on it.
one, okay, you can
That
take
was
a little
delicious.
baggie home. My niece, she's actually ordered them through her, and of course the mint cookies went already within one
my
night.
favorite.
And my friend said to me, "Don't keep these
what are
cookies
those?
here.
Are
Get
those-
rid of them because we ate all the mints.
Yeah.
So they're gone. So everyone take a little bit.
A sleeve is a serving size, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could actually
Yeah.
eat that whole thing of mints if you
Easily.
try.
In the freezer.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, and I love
It's so
mint
good.
chocolate chip ice cream. So
Oh,
throw
yeah.
those cookies in the ice cream, and
That's dinner.
You know what the most impressive part of today's show is, honestly, first of all, as you know, I think you're amazing, right? Valentina? Like you just have such
Yeah.
a
Let's
love.
give Valentina.
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you.
Exactly.
love you.
Aw.
But each one of us has such a totally different career path.
Yes.
Yet
Yes.
we all have learned from each other, and we constantly learn from each other. And the
Yes.
support is absolutely incredible. And I think no matter what you have in your life, you're very lucky to have great friends and family.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
communication, and just because you're friends or family doesn't mean you're not going to have your disagreements.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
So 100% open communication, no matter what you're doing, something good, even if you're facing something that might not be the best, like divorce, or no matter what it is, just be good to each other, be respectful, and be kind.
Very good
That's
point.
very
Yes.
true.
And one thing I want to say is, we've all had our paths and we all had our ups and downs, but it's during the downtime when you realize who your true friends are.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
because there's so many friends out there. When
Yeah.
everything was good, they're there, and then when something's bad, you don't see them.
Absolutely.
And
They
that's
call
what's
them
surrounded
fair
by
weather
us.
friends.
Fair
yeah.
weather friends. And
Yeah.
one thing is that we all are
I
there.
think we've all proven that
Yes.
we
We're-
show up.
we're
for
show
each other,
up.
yeah.
Patricia
True and
came
true.
all the way from New Jersey. all right?
I love it.
When
I'll be
she
here for
moved
you.
to New Jersey, we're like, now what? 'Cause she did all of this. We met because of Patricia. Let's
Yeah.
call a spade a
Patricia
spade
brought us
here.
all together,
The
yeah.
best is how we met because of you.
I know.
So on your phone it says Patricia's friend. Patricia's friend.
does.
So now you guys are
Yeah.
best friends, and I'm so
Well,
happy to see that.
You had gotten
I
me to
know,
pick
I
up.
know, you
You
know
got
what I
me to
mean.
pick up Celine.
Yeah.
I'd never met her before. You got us to
Yes.
go on this road trip to Pennsylvania to
Yes,
the house you
yes,
had rented.
yes, yes.
Within 30 seconds of being in the car together, we were like, "That's
I
it."
said, I know you guys are gonna hit it off. Like I can tell the connection
Yeah.
will work.
It was
And
wonderful.
listen, you guys,
Yeah.
if you have any nephews or nieces that need this gaming intelligence,
Yeah.
Karen
Yeah.
is the best.
Switch
And
is amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
is.
It is.
we became friends just because, and
Wow.
she's like one of my regulars now.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm so proud of her.
It's funny because you see that the whole AI, like it's the younger generation, they don't really want to talk to us. They want to do everything through a text or through just a very
So
disconnected.
impersonal.
It's very impersonal. So, and we're trying to embrace that new way, and it's sometimes very hard because we're so old school. We're used to doing it, a phone call, how are you? But they don't want it. They're like, why are you calling me? And I'm like, what do you mean why? But this is the younger generation, and
We have to adapt.
we need to like have the younger generation learn a little of our ways too.
But
like,
we
if
have to
can-
adapt to them too. Remember, the things that we wanted to do, our parents didn't understand.
Right, right.
And we had to get them on board with it.
Yes.
And then they came around, and that's what's happening with us right now too.
Right, right.
But it's going faster. That's the only thing.
That's true.
Definitely. But
Definitely.
we're all doing something different. Like this is, you know, when I try to explain to people what goes on here, it's live networking, but it's not just live networking. You're getting promoted. You're also going to be all over the place on social media tonight on
Yes.
channel 115 on Tuesday at 11. And you're going to get a client somewhere along the line. And that's what's important. And that's what, you know, I'm trying to get the word out about what we do here. Not only me, Bobby Lucera, who made this place into a palace.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he's open to anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just want a video? Call Bobby. Tell him you were here for me. He's going to make it happen. And you're going to have a video that's outrageous. And you're going to put it on your website. It's going to be every penny you spent is going to be worth it.
And
That's
it
worth
makes you
it.
feel relaxed.
It's very important.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I'm not a good camera, here you are person.
Yeah,
right.
And he actually made us feel very comfortable.
And he's
Yeah.
the calmest
Yeah.
man going.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, and, you know,
To
I'm
have
not
a
very...
table full of women
Yeah.
like this, he was very
He was
calm.
very-
Very calm. I just want to add one thing with that. I mentioned Twitch. So a few years ago, my undergrad degree is in nursing from Malloy College, which is now Malloy University in Rockville Center.
Yep.
And there is a teacher in the undergrad marketing department that brings together her students to help nonprofits. And so they break into groups. And this one group that was assigned to me, I was one of the charities that broke into the groups. They were gamers, and I had never heard of Twitch. And when they're telling me about this, I'm like, "You're making me Twitch." But they took this and they just blew it up. They started to play Fortnite,
Wow.
and they played it internationally. They did it for
Terrific.
2 days. It was a marathon. They raised us $8,000,
Whoa.
and with that money,
Amazing.
with that
Good.
$8,000, we bought 34 PlayStation 4s. Now it's
That's
PlayStation
great.
5, but PlayStation 4s, and put them in Stony Brook pediatric unit
That's
Wow.
amazing.
and Mineola and
That's
NYU,
great. Well,
which was great.
It's that time, guys. I want to thank all of you. It's a pleasure working with such great women. It's Women's History Month. Don't forget, tell your friends. Watch and share. Thank you for watching. We're going to be back here next Thursday. We're always here. You want to come and visit the show, feel free. You want to talk to Bobby, just let me know. We'll set it up. And, you know, if I had a ball, I'd throw it, but I lost my balls. I used to have balls. Okay?
I have hostess presents for you guys.
Oh, thank you. I love presents.
Oh, very nice.
Friend of mine, female-based business, Honey Graham.
Oh, honey.
Oh, Mary, thank you so
You guys are so
much.
sweet.
Honeydew, honeydew. I love that.
Gold. I love
Oh, I
it.
love
And I'm
it.
sure
Thank
all of you
you.
ladies have a honeydew list at home.
Wonderful.
Between your honey, your
Thank
hubby,
you.
your friends,
Look how
whatever.
nice. We'll have to have a cup of tea with some liquid gold.
And everybody gets a little gift on the show, so everybody's getting a little nail polish. Okay? And of course, you go for your nails somewhere, but bring
Yes.
it with
Yeah,
you.
thank
And
you.
this is an Italian thing. These are the lemons for a friend, and it has something to do with Italian history. And those are for Patricia.
Oh,
She made the trip here.
Oh.
Okay?
I wouldn't
So,
miss it.
again, I hope you had a good
Thank
time.
you.
We had a great time.
You guys are great women. Congratulations on all your success. And let's keep doing what we do. And you're also always invited to one of our things.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, you'll meet some others. This is not all of us.
I love these ladies. Oh my God, they've been so much fun since I got here.
Yes. Sometimes we go away together for a little, you
Yes,
know,
a little getaway.
soiree.
We'll meet in
Patricia
the city.
plans it.
I'm the
You know,
coordinator.
Of course she
Like
does.
the bucket list
Party
days, like
planner.
bucket list
Yeah,
days.
and I also am involved in the Tranquility Spa. They have 2 spas on Long Island $40 for a massage. Can't get better than that.
We're getting there now.
Amazing. Let's go. I'm ready.
Yes,
I'm
tell-
in.
tell us again.
And we can go do that one day. And
Yes.
Yes,
they're
for
great.
sure.
Angela's the owner, and there's a lot of spring specials coming up. And they're one of my sponsors also.
Okay.
Yes.
So Tranquility Spa, Franklin Square, East Meadow, and now they're building one in South Carolina.
Wow. What part?
I don't know. But I may be
That's
going for a
great.
trip to help them market it. And on that note, guys, it's time to ring the bell. That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Woo!